Hello and welcome. If you're new to my channel, what I like to do is to create videos about the things that I wish I would have known before I got into buying precious metals, jewelry, antiques, sort of generally. And when I buy things off of eBay, I like to unbox it in front of you. So that's what this is. I got some packages because I've been buying because I'm an addict. I'm sure no one knows what it's like to want to buy stuff off of eBay, but also because I've been finding they make pretty good content, so it gives me another excuse to purchase things from the internet. So this is one of the things I've been buying quite a bit of lately, which is pin lots. I really enjoy these little piles of pins. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you'll know that that's kind of my jam. So let's have a look through this. We've got our magnet, so we can, oh, hey, look at that. That is not gold. Boy, my hands are a mess. All right, let's maybe glove up for this because I've been changing oil on my snowblower in preparation for the winter months, and getting that grease out of my fingers apparently was not a hand washing situation. All right, so let's just go ahead. One of the quick ways you can do this, and I do have to do it fairly quickly because I need to go pick up my daughter here in about 15 minutes, so you can just kind of see what what sticks with your magnet and pull stuff out. But, most of the stuff doesn't seem to be magnetic, so we're just going to have a look here. Let's see what we got. This looks mighty brassy. Any markings? What is it? Ah, Lady Justice and Freemason. What do we have written on the back here? Robert L. Dluge Jr. Interesting. We're going to set that one aside. That's pretty cool. It's not gold, and we're definitely gold fiends here. So what we're going to be looking for is gold. That sure looks like brass. Let's have a look at the back though. See what we got. This is a pretty neat lot, if nothing else. We have GL of PA. Huh. If anyone knows what this is, I'd love to find out. That's pretty cool. Obviously something to do with Pennsylvania. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything here that says gold. This looks very much like it's brass. Very cool, though. All right, let's continue. Ah, Shriner's pin. Let's have a look. Now, just because these things have like these little cheap backs doesn't mean that the backs were not swapped out at some point. These are definitely not the backs that were on these pins originally. Ah! We cannot open this one up, and it's stuck to my gloves. Okay. We'll try this one more time. Let's look in there. See that green? That green is not a good sign. Almost as bad of a sign as me completely losing the pin. And we're gonna... What am I getting on my gloves? Okay. That is definitely also gonna be brass. Cool, but brass. You can see that verdigris in there. We're definitely looking at something that's got some corrosion to it. And we'll see if I can't get this off right now. We'll set that one aside and we'll continue through. I think we got another one of those cool pins. Not sure what's going on with these yet. We'll have to do a little research, or maybe somebody out there knows. and can say so in the comments. Ah, this looks real good. Look at that. Angry elk. Let's see. There's a good example of one of these backs that's gotten very corroded. At one point it was gold plated, but it is very much not so anymore. Interesting. This looks actually pretty good for gold, but I don't see any markings. Oftentimes these will be marked. This one, I'm going to have a visit to the XRF machine. If I had another way of testing, I would test it. But this front looks pretty good for gold. Not that this couldn't be polished brass, but it looks pretty good for gold. And I'm not seeing the verdigris. I'm not seeing anything around the edges that would indicate that it's anything but one metal. So definitely not plated. Possibly brass. And with the age of these things, if they are, they're going to get beat up over time. And when they get beat up and they're plated, that plating will get worn through. So when you've got something like this, which clearly has a little bit of age to it, unless it was kept pristine in a box, that plating is definitely going to start showing through on the edges, and I'm not seeing that here. So that's one I very much like. Let's continue here. What we got? We got a little Shriner's pin. We may just have to put up with my my oil-soaked hands here for this video, because these gloves are not really doing it for me. All right, dirty hands it is. We will give them a scrub with something much better for future videos, but man, they tighten this thing down too much. Aha, we got it. All right. Haha. Ooh. I don't like that. That looks like 14 karat. Score. First bit of gold out of here. And when I say bit of gold, I mean little bit of gold. But hey, gold is gold, isn't it? All right, set that one aside. And this is Toastmasters. You know, I don't know that I've ever found a gold Toastmasters pin. This one looks at least to be gold fill. Let's flip it over and see what it says. Gold fill. Yep. So that's a good example of gold fill in that, man, that looks dang good, but you know what? We're telling it like it is. Gold fill. So that's very, very thick plate, effectively, is what you got going on there. You know what? Now that I've taken off my gloves and just committed to it, let's pull off this guy and we'll have a look at the back. Because I think we actually have something that looks good here, maybe. Yeah. 10 karat. But look at all that verdigris right there. It's because this piece isn't 10 karat, the piece that's on the 10 karat gold. Also, this is a really good example of how you can see 10 karat gold tarnishes. So just because something looks tarnished and looks like it's brass doesn't mean it is. So that is our second piece of gold, which we almost got rid of because, well, we didn't get rid of, but we almost set aside because of my oil changing hands embarrassing me slightly. All right, let's continue. I feel like this is a pretty good, oh, there's another Toastmasters. Now, just because one is gold fill, in this case probably means both of them are, but you always want to double check, because sometimes you'll find situations where you have two pins and they're basically exactly the same, but one is gold fill and one is solid. In this case, also gold fill. Okay. Another one of these really cool pins, whatever they are. GL of PA. And what else we got here? That looks like nothing. Yeah, that's just going to be brass. You can see it verdigris. You can see the poor construction quality, just overall. All right, set that one aside. Look at this guy. Charlotte number 297 UCT. This looks good. Old, definitely old. We got some verdigris, so we definitely have some brass or gold fill, but a couple of things going on here are very good signs. One, see that shine to this? Even if the latch isn't gold, which it definitely isn't, that shine is telling you we've got something, probably a low carat, like 9 or even 8 carat, potentially. But then this is also a handmade, see how this flips up right here? To lock it in place. Let's see if I can do it with my snowblower hands. Yeah, right there. See how that locks in place? So that's an early type of a safety latch, which definitely dates this. So this is probably going to be definitely going to be pre 1900, but probably like 1880s, 1890s. So I'm not sure what UCT, Charlotte number 297, means, but something fun to look up. Set that one aside. We're going to call that one gold, but we'll verify that one a little bit later. All right, just have a few more. Nice screw back here. I think this guy's probably going to be... somebody really screwed these down too far, didn't they? It's a good thing our hands are already dirty and beat up and our fingernails are toast. I sadly have very, very weak fingernails. Seems to be a side effect of my psoriasis. Any case, what do we see? We see anything good down in there? I don't see any marks that indicate gold, and I don't see anything on this that would indicate gold. I see a lot of verdigris that would indicate brass, so we'll set that one aside. And let's have a look at this guy right here. Oh. Another Shriner pin. Looks pretty dang good. So this is the kind of thing you really like. I really like the look of for old gold, because it's rough, it's tarnished, but we're not getting brass coming through. And we still have a good shine despite it being dirty as heck and old. We seeing any marks? So this is one which I will definitely take up and scrub with an old toothbrush and some non-lemon dish soap and see if any more marks show up, because this could actually be marked maybe 10 karat. I'm guessing that if it does turn out to be gold, it'll probably be 9 karat. Now, sometimes this can just be polished up brass or cleaned up brass, but when it's this dirty, and being able to just do that makes it look a lot better. Usually that ends up being some kind of gold in there. If something this messed up and this old wasn't made out of gold, you'd probably be seeing quite a bit of green on it. All right. It's a little elk. Oh, there's a really good example of gold plating old gold plating and what happens to it. You can see we've got these bubbles. The brass underneath has been corroding. That's an excellent, excellent example of old gold plating. And the nice thing is, since it's on this pin, see, this pin is not doing that, right? And you can see where the nose, man, I'm getting really even scunged up, more scunged up from these pins, huh? That nose is a little shiny, like it's been rubbed. This is a real good indication this is probably going to end up being gold. Maybe 14 by the looks of it, but maybe 10. We'll see. But again, teeny little dab of gold. But hey, gold is gold and we like it. All right, last one here. I'll go pick up my daughter. Let's have a look. There we go. That looks dirty, but I don't see any high edges worn through. Dirty is good, because if something's dirty but not tarnished, you're more likely to have gold. It's got some heft to it, and it's got some good markings. So let's see. All right. What do we got for markings? BC. Well, I can tell you what that BC means. That is a marking for gold fill. So that BC right there tells you that this piece, despite looking good, is actually gold fill. And that's a Balfour code, or I'm not sure what exactly it means, what it stands for, but I do know that it means that it's gold fill. So this piece is gold fill, or at least the back is gold fill. Maybe the top, I don't know, but probably the whole thing is gold fill. Still, dang good looking one. And you know, overall, not a bad little batch of stuff, because we did definitely get some gold, some possible gold. We'll look into that, but we got little dabs of gold. We got some gold fill, and then we got some real interesting things. So we will finish off this video with my, I don't know how I'm gonna scrub these hands, get all that oil out of there. We'll finish off with this little, let's rest this guy right here. Our little elk. So if you haven't yet and you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate the subscription. And I hope that this was useful information and you're able to take what you maybe learned today and go out and find yourself some little treasure.